This morning we have a story for you that's going to tug at your heartstrings. Now, the father of our Rainbow Nation, Tata Madiba, once said, "There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children." And that's very, very inspiring words. Now, it is Child Protection Week in South Africa, but the recent statistics brought out by the National Adoption Coalition show an alarming increase in child abandonment and at the same time declining rates of adoption in South Africa, which begs the question, why is this happening and what can be done about it? Now, joining us in studio to discuss this issue is Dee Blackie from the National Adoption Coalition, and also two parents, Mike and Sarah Vaughan, who are the proud parents of two adopted children, Phoenix and Tatum. Guys, thank you so much for coming through. Nice to have you on the show.
Great to be here.
Mike and Sarah, please tell me about this little bundle of joy you have here.
This is Tatum, and she's almost 7 months old.
Oh, man, and I can see how proud you guys are as parents. And you, the other one's Phoenix. Phoenix, come here in, my boy.
Phoenix, yeah.
I believe you are the master. Come stand here. Come stand here. What do you have there?
Some cheese.
Yes, some juice. Isn't this just one stylish
Make
little
yourself
man?
at home.
Oh, he's just too adorable. Dee, I'm so glad we're talking about this issue because it really is an issue, and it's so important to raise awareness about the fact that there's so many children out there living without parents.
Absolutely.
What exactly are we talking about? How many children are there out there living without parents?
Well, I guess, doing this research and trying to understand what those numbers are, we've got about 18.5 million children in South Africa. We know that about 4.5 million children don't live with either parent. We also know that our orphans have increased substantially to around about, I think it's around 5 million now, and certainly growing, that number. And then, of course, what's most concerning is that we know that child abandonment is increasing and has continued to do so over the last 5 years. Sadly, we have no absolute statistics because nobody keeps statistics on how many children are abandoned in this country. But Child Welfare South Africa estimated there were around 3,500 children abandoned in 2010, and all child protection organizations will tell you that that number is increasing.
That is absolutely shocking. Now, I know that you did a lot of research on yourself. I mean, you even went back to university. But the numbers show, here it says orphans have increased by 30% over the last decade, but adoption has decreased by 50%. Why is that? Why are there so many kids? Why is it decreasing? Why aren't people adopting?
Well, this is why I did my research, because I did a lot of community engagement before getting into the research, and what I discovered was many people were talking about the fact that culture was getting in the way of them choosing to adopt children. So children in South Africa, parents, if a parent dies, family members will always take the children in. So certainly informal adoption happens quite regularly. But the problem is with the children who are abandoned, they have no idea who their biological mother or father is. They don't know who their biological family is. And those children, if we think in 2010 there were 3,500 of them and that number is increasing, those children really have no connection to their biological family, so they don't get taken in.
And I think the reason what scares people off when it comes to adoption is the actual process. What was your experience like?
Our experience was a fantastic one. It was a long process, but we dealt with an amazing adoption agency called ProCare, who are based out in Wellington. I think there are definitely two avenues one can go down with adoption, either a private adoption agency or through government. And so our experience through a private adoption agency was very positive. They dealt with us in a very loving, caring way. And yeah, for us it was wonderful.
Now, I want to put you in the spotlight for a second. Not that you're not in the spotlight at the moment, but physically in the spotlight, to give a message to parents out there. What would you say when it comes to go out and adopting a child?
Absolutely. We can, like Sarah said, it can be a trying process. You can feel sidelined or marginalized a little bit, in as much as if a married couple and you decide to have children, you can just go ahead and do it. But we want to encourage people to adopt. We feel very blessed. People often look at us and go, well, what you've done is amazing, without understanding, well, what we feel that we have with these children is absolutely incredible. So we really want to encourage people to go out there and adopt these amazing children.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and also for your message. Persevere when it comes to the adoption process. There's so many kids looking for a good home, and the people out there can provide that.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you so very much. And it is so important to shine the spotlight on this issue. But to end off with another quote from the father of our Rainbow Nation, Tata Madiba, he said, "History will judge us by the difference we make in the everyday lives of our children." Now, we can all do our little bit more to put a bit of sunshine into the hearts of our children. But to find out more, you can get in touch with the National Adoption Coalition, or you can visit www.adoption.org.za, or you can call 0800 864 658.